Hello, everybody. It is another beautiful episode of Unscripted Gaming. I am Ray, and there are two people with me. We have Josh and Mike, or Mike and Josh. Josh and or Mike, please introduce yourselves.
Hello,
Hi, I'm Mike.
this is Josh,
Hello.
Excellent.
the
I'm Mike.
Metroid
Yes.
Man.
The titular Metroid
For
Man.
for those
Here at
not,
last.
for those not being blessed, watching us on YouTube.com right now, I am currently dressed in my Metroid hoodie. I have a Metroid hat on. I have my Metroid wedding ring. Samus is with me. I have a Metroid neon sign. I have another Samus Super Metroid and a bead art Samus that my daughter, the baby Metroid, made for me. So I'm ready for this special edition of Unscripted Gaming, where we.
Oh yeah. Well, look behind me
Hmm.
at my Metroid small little shrine where there's the limited edition box set of Dread, the amiibos from Return of Samus. I got the stupid bike amiibo for Metroid Prime 4.
Oh man, that's pretty
I
cool.
almost let Target talk.
pretty-
I
that's
almost let
rough.
Target talk me into getting this stupid bike, and I'm so unbelievably
The bike
glad I
looks
did
cool.
not. No.
I got the amiibos for Metroid.
We're gonna-
Dread.
We're starting off with an
And
early
I'm-
hot take. Both the bike and the Viola suit look fucking trash. I hate them.
I like the suit.
I hate it so much.
I don't mind the suit. The bike. Well, let's talk about this.
Well,
This
actually,
episode-
I mean, if we're doing a regular episode of Unscripted Gaming, right? So that we get to talk about what we're playing, what we've been playing, and then do news, right?
No, this is just Metroid.
This is a special
Can-
edition. This
I-
is the Metroid
I would
Prime
like to
4
share a
review.
game first.
Okay.
Okay,
share a game
you share a game.
He's doing this
So-
on purpose to piss me off.
I've been playing this little game, not too far into it. It's called Skin Deep, and it's a really cool game where you play as, like basically like a space janitor that gets, like frozen and like deployed to various places to, explore environments. With like tools you find in the environment, which is really cool. And I think they do a really good job so far of creating really compelling environments to explore. You get to move around in really cool, not annoying ways. The collectibles are really great because they're little cats that are captains of the ship that you rescue. So there's really cool like stuff you collect. That just then feeds back into the gameplay right away. So, and it's set in space, and you play the blonde lady, who looks kind of like Ellen.
Okay.
So, I
Honestly,
don't know if
it
that
sounds-
coincidentally sounds like anything going on in your game that you guys are talking about. But
You
I
know,
just really loved
it's-
how much fun I was having exploring with this like space kind of immersive sim game. I'm enjoying it. So.
Okay.
God, I
Skin
hate
deep.
you so much. That sounds like a much better
What?
time than what I had.
What, I mean, do you get to explore environments in this game?
You do be exploring some environments in Metroid
Oh.
Prime 4 Beyond. And I don't know if you know this,
Yeah, that's
the
what we're talking about today.
the protagonist is a
Exclu-
blonde lady in space. So
I'm
Sounds
actually
right up
looking up
your
the
alley.
video of Skin Deep, and it's interesting looking, definitely.
yeah. Mike's trolling aside, we're about to do our Metroid Prime 4 deep dive / review here. We're gonna get into some spoilers. This is not one of our typical like, hey, we're gonna kind of talk about it. Like we're gonna get in depth because I've got some thoughts on the game.
Full spoilers for those that have not played the game.
Yeah.
Up to and including the entire ending.
And here's what I'm gonna say to most people: if you're worried about spoilers, don't be. Don't play this game. Just listen to the podcast. Save your money. Go play Dread or Prime 1. Do not play this game.
I will say the remaster
Man.
of Metroid Prime 1 on the Nintendo Switch
is one of the best looking games on the Nintendo Switch, and you will have a phenomenal time with that.
I need you.
I'm not on the same level where Josh is. Where Josh is, I guess, assuming that this is one of the worst games ever made. I'm not there.
Is it one of the best games ever made?
No. I'm gonna read
No.
you.
Okay.
I'm gonna read you the
Perhaps
final.
in the
I'm gonna
middle.
read you the final line of the NPR Metroid Prime 4 by Vincent Acavino. He says, I quote,
Not the place I go for game reviews, but all right.
but
Hey, throw him a bone. You know?
it sums
Have
it
fun.
sums up my feelings on the game so perfectly in what I'm saying right now to anybody who hasn't played it yet and is like, maybe I need to go play it first. But Nintendo games rarely feel this directionless and scattered. And for its tedious opening hours alone, this game is hard to recommend. Metroid fans, venture forth carefully. Everyone else, probably best to stay away.
I can appreciate that. That's a good sentence. That's some good prose right there. Mike, I'm gonna drop this on you, and I said this to you a couple weeks ago, so this will be a nice reminder. Metroid Prime 4 is to the Metroid series what Skyward Sword is to the Zelda series. If that is a good analogy for you.
Ooh, that's rough.
In that
That's
it's
rough.
not that it's a bad video game. As a video game, it is good. It is functional. I can see why people would like it, because there are probably like one or two weirdos that like it. But it does so many things wrong that the small little things just kind of build up to where one could easily argue this might not be a very good video game.
The awesome part here is that because this game took 10 years and
10 years, yeah.
500,000 tweets to make it exist, you have to pretend it's like base level, kind of maybe worth it.
And
there's like a certain baked in, like, I mean, appreciation that you.
So I'm
What are you,
gonna
ungrateful?
I'm gonna tell you kind of my journey in the lead up to this game. I was pretty hyped for a very long time, even in the years leading up to it, when Ray, who has had a career in games, sent some job listings in Retro Studios and said, if they're posting this job right now, things are not going well. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
They're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be fine. I accidentally saw in the Nintendo Direct the bike, and I audibly went, oh no. Like, I was watching it here in my room, and I said, oh no. And I got really worried. And then Dan Reichert of GiantBomb.com put out his review, and
which is awful, and I read it. I just want to interrupt and say, like, I can't trust a thing this man ever says about video
And honestly,
games
like,
ever
Dan has
again.
never really led me wrong before. I feel like I agree with him on a lot of stuff, and I was like, okay, if Dan is saying this, I'm having some hope. I'm gonna keep my optimism up. The first 30 minutes of this game were the best. Some of the best, like, just opening scene, some of the combat, the environments, both before you fight Silex and then when you get to the first area before you meet Mackenzie, are so beautiful. It is very engaging. I was like, okay, I'm bought in. After that, after you meet Mackenzie and after that 30 minutes, I had nothing but a bad time with this game.
Mike, I to give you a little bit of perspective, Mike, Dan Reichert gave Metroid Prime 4 a 10 out of 10. I'm like, what are we doing here?
He said it's on par with one.
That's just wrong.
As someone who has, I'm gonna be honest, I have seen the Twitter clip of the annoying guy for like 30 seconds, and then Samus crashing into crystals on a bike. That's all I know about
that's
this
it.
game.
That's
I've
all. That's
seen
all you need to
nothing
know.
else.
That's
And
90. That's
and just
most of the
from that,
game.
Like, from the 30 actual seconds of this game I watched, saying it's on par with one is just, I'm sorry, you can't be
Crazy.
saying that.
Honestly,
You can't be saying that in the big 2026. That's outlandish.
and
That's
and
diabolical.
So there were a couple days where I was playing it in the family room, and the fam was watching with me, and even my wife went, "That guy's really annoying." Like, and I was like, "Yeah, this is not good." The only good thing about this game is that my children got to watch with me. My oldest wants to learn to play Metroid Prime 1, and they all know who Samus is now. Like, that's the only good thing about this game is, like, I got to further introduce Metroid to the girls. They don't know how, they were just watching dad play a game. That's the only good thing that came of this game. The only good thing that came from this game.
I'm going to talk about some of the good things I found in the game that I thought were like really, really good and poetic. Well, first things first. On the Switch 2, this game runs at 4K 60 frames per second. And I'll tell you right now, it looks great. It is, at least for some levels, the best looking Metroid game. Not maybe stylistically. I think stylistically that still belongs to Dread or Zero Mission, depending on who you talk to.
Yeah.
Some people will still say Super. I respect that opinion. It runs smoothly. The load times are lowish, but there are so many load times. And the best section of the game is the ice belt section. First things first, before I get to the really good part. The really bad part about the ice belt section is when you get out of the opening area of Fury Green and Mr. Annoying voice actor. This game is definitely a game that was in development for 10 years. Because when Marvel voice acting, like that type of tone, that type of affect, that type of he's right behind me, isn't he? That sort of like comedic
They fly
effect.
now?
Yeah, yes, thank you.
Oh,
God. I just
Rise of
blacked out for a
Samus.
second right there.
I feel like they went to like r/record this on Reddit and just paid random people to do the voice acting for them. Like they didn't even go to like a
Fiverr.
SAG-AFTRA, shop. Like they just got man off the street. Hey, John in accounting, come record this voice line for me.
I don't think it's that bad. Okay, maybe Mackenzie. Maybe Mackenzie.
Sarge,
Okay, that's not annoying.
Sarge is bad. His vocal intonation, and honestly, Takabi too. Like
I like to.
Takabi is a okay
I like
character.
Takabi.
I'll rant about some with Takabi later too, but Takabi's fine. He's got that growled, like gravelly, chiselly, veteran voice. It's fine, but like Sarge, man, there was an opportunity there for Sarge,
There was.
and they dropped the ball.
They looked at Barrett from Final Fantasy VII and said, "Yeah, that. Just do that. Just do that."
Yeah. How can we bring Sergeant Johnson from Halo into Metroid, but poorly?
Yes. Yeah, you can't emulate Sergeant Johnson. Don't even try.
Oh.
Truly one of a
So-
kind.
Oh, yeah.
So
No.
once the game opens up and Mackenzie gets sidelined, unfortunately he hacks into your helmet and now he's in your ear. We'll get we get push that to the side for
This
half
rocks.
a second, but only half a second. And Mackenzie says, and I warned Josh about this. Mackenzie says, "Welcome to the big open world on this planet. You can go wherever you want to go." And I said, "Oh, okay. One of these checkpoints is to the north. I guess I'm going to the north." They're like, maybe you shouldn't go that way." And I'm like, "Well, you said I could go anywhere," so I go there. And then he chimes in again into my helmet and says, "Nah, you can't go that way. Why don't you go somewhere else?" I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna go to the immediate northeast. Why not? Go to the northeast." Mackenzie chimes into my ear. You can't really do anything over here. Tell you what, why don't you go to the volcano area in the south?" I'm like,
I was told.
why? This is one of my biggest complaints about how the game was sort of like, you could tell this game had development issues. That one voice line should not have been left in. The voice line of "you could go anywhere." No, they didn't catch that. They should have taken that out because you could only go one place. You could only go to the south, and you can't just get in any Metroid game. Whenever you get a new gun, What happens? Samus says, "Oh, bam! I have a new gun arm. I have a new weapon inside my gun arm, and it works." I click a button, and in Metroid Prime, they give you the little symbols of what she does to click the buttons. Which, by the way, baller choice on Metroid Prime. We forgot how to do things, I guess.
We used to be a
because
country.
We
Those-
used to.
in the X-ray visor you could see.
Yes, wasn't that so badass?
Yep.
You can see skeletal deformations of her. Gets me hot and bothered thinking.
Hey,
about
real quick,
Metroid
time
Prime.
out, Ray. Are there any different visors in this game besides the ones you always start with standard or scan?
Yeah, there's a psychic visor.
But it's a scan visor, so no, there's no the visor game gone. Forget it.
Yeah, there's no thermal
Oh,
visor. There's no
okay.
heat visor. There's no light dark visor from Echoes or something like that. There's no phase-on visor or hyper mode visor. Yeah, there's like scan mode, which is also the psychic visor. But when you find I'm sorry, there's a diatribe I'm getting to, and I swear I'll keep it short. You go to the volcano area, and you can't just get a gun. You have to get a chip, and you have to walk your ass or drive with a motorcycle all the way back across the desert, all the way back to the first level, and tell Mackenzie, install this chip onto my gun arm. And remember when I had that really bad reaction during book club, Josh, while I was playing the game? That's where it clicked on me. I was like, no, you fools! You padded out the game. You can't just give Samus the gun. You make her go back to talk to the annoying guy to install it and that's for every single weapon in the game.
Let me get that straight. Just as the kind of straight man here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You get the gun,
You get the
and then
item
you have
for the
to
gun.
go back.
Go all the way back.
You don't get to immediately use it. You have to like go-
No.
Samus plugs in
And
the
it's-
new gun.
it-
She has to create an account.
Yep.
She has to download the bespoke app.
Yep. And it's like
She
it's
has
a
to sign up for email.
it's a multi-minute trip out of whatever dungeon you're in. Because let's be clear, this is a Metro game that has dungeons. Like, you have distinct dungeons, not like because in the previous games, like, most of the areas like interconnect. Like, you're on a planet, you take an elevator from Fendrana Drifts, up to Magmore Caverns. Like, it all interconnects
Kinda like the
in
pirate
some way.
base and the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this game, you have dungeons. They are bespoke areas, and none of them, they're spokes on a wheel, and you have to go from one to the other. Like, they do not interconnect at all.
Yeah.
And so it takes a couple minutes to get from wherever you are in that dungeon to the entrance. You have one or two transition scenes, which can take on the Switch 1 about 40 seconds to get to the overworld. You have a 5-minute drive on the overworld to get back to Fury Green. And here's something else too that really infuriate, like, just talking about like the level design, the way that the map is visualized. You see like a couple landmarks that designate the areas where the teleporter keys that Samus is trying to get are. But if you drive to them, like if you're like, oh, that's the landmark I need to go to, that's not where the entrance is. You have to go around. Like, you can't just go to the landmark. You have to go like veer off and find the entrance. You have about 2 more annoying transition scenes, which can take about 20 to 40 seconds.
Yeah, because you transition from the bike to the door between the bike and the world, and then from the world to the actual dungeon area. So
And
there's
to
2 load screens you have to go
To
through.
get to your home base where Mackenzie is, you get out of the overworld, you get into the world of Fury Green. Then you have to go to this fucking cannon that shoots you to Fury Green, which that was the longest
third
load
one.
scene, of all of them. Then you get in, then you've got like 3 rooms to get to. So like, we're talking 10, 15 minutes from the time you first get the chip to get your quote unquote shot expansion to then getting Mackenzie to activate it. And lore wise, here's something I'm gonna go on to. Mackenzie cannot read Lemon language without Samus's ability to like translate for him. So why would in the logbook, why would this technology say that a Federation engineer is able to activate this thing if they can't read any of the stuff that's on it without the person with the psychic ability that empowers him to like maybe read stuff? Like, shouldn't the person who is the one deciphering it be able to figure out this technology? Like, if I'm the chosen one, maybe I could just like put this chip in my gun right now and use it. I don't know.
I have no idea what the development team was thinking with this sort of like padding, because that's all that is. And a lot of this game, I'm talking about some of the positives and negatives, but one of the biggest negatives is this was like the eye-opening part to me of like, oh, they got scared. The dev team got so scared that there wasn't enough in the game that they added so much forced padding like this right here. Never in a Metroid game have you never been able to just find the wave beam, for example, and then boom, you can use the wave beam. Why
That
not?
is so insane.
Yeah.
It is crazy. It adds an extra 2 hours to the game just
Easy.
getting guns
Yeah.
easily.
And also like things about the firearms too, like about those weapons, they call them fire shot, thunder shot, and ice shot.
Yeah, there's an abandonment of creativity here.
When
There
you
is-
get those, you also find they call it it's a consumable weapon. Like you have to find ammo for it. It's not just like the old beams where you switch to it and you get to use it. Like you have to find ammo for it, and they call it shot ammo, and they call it shot ammo expansion. Like it feels like a poorly localized game from the 80s, not a game that was developed in the United States by an American team. Like the English
rough.
is so bad. It is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's called Thunder Shot, Fire Shot, Ice Shot. Like they gave up. They didn't
Yeah.
have any other name.
This is also
that's such a bummer to hear.
I
also
I pointed this out to Ray too, and they probably didn't even think about this. So you might remember in some of the original Prime games, like when you got the super missile, you had to charge your beam, and then you fired the missile button, and it fired, the super missile, and it consumed 5 missiles. In this game, you can do that with the super missile. You can do that with the shots, and they say it costs 5, but you click the button to charge it, and it shoots a missile or a shot. Then it charges and fires. So technically, every time you want to use a super missile or a charge shot, it actually costs 6 rounds, not 5.
It's like a programming oversight where you forget that null is not a number, that 0 is a number. It's one of those like beginner programming oversights. You know what I mean?
that's just like, yeah, it just feels like lazy or sloppy.
It's there's a lot of things in this game. I think that's a perfect way to put it that do feel just incredibly sloppy, and it feels like that it was out of a matter of we need to just get this game out of the door. Like there's a sense of urgency in this game. Like there's no extra name for all the stuff that Samus can do. Like it can't just be that it's the morph ball. No, it's the psychic morph ball. It can't just be a charge shot. It's a psychic charge shot. It can't just be the grapple. No, it's the psychic grapple, the psychic boost ball, the psychic double jump. I'm not joking. Like these are actual names of all the
They
things.
basically give her no new power-ups, and they just call them all psychic. I guess the psychic lasso, I guess, is sort of new, which is basically just the grapple beam used to pull stuff rather than swing on it. And they break it up.
It's a weaker grapple beam.
Yeah, and they make it
Because
into
the
2.
grapple beam from Prime 3 was just a grapple beam, and you could use it to pull at the same time.
Yeah, and they
but
make
split it up
that
into
into
powers.
2 separate items that you get. You get the psychic lasso and the psychic grapple separate from each other.
Yeah, it's odd. It's Let's talk about. Can I talk about the? Wait, I want to talk about that one good part. The ice build section when you first get to it, I feel like that was the part that had the most development put onto it because it's so good. It's when you first get the fire shot. Yep, it's called the fire shot. It's when you first get the fire shot, and you're going through the ice section, and it feels like an alien movie. Like it's legitimately good. There's nothing attacking you. Everything is quiet. There's no music. You're just scanning around. You're trying to figure out what happened here. Why is everything frozen over? The wolf section is bad. You
wolf
get surrounded by a.
I'm
sorry, I triggered you, Josh.
You get surrounded by a
no.
pack of wolves, and
Sorry,
you're
I
like,
triggered
okay,
you.
I can do this, and it is an unwinnable battle. Like you are supposed to come close to death, so Takabe can save you and like introduce a character. Like it is unforgivably bad to be
It is
like
pretty bad.
Samus is getting killed by these dogs, and we have to get saved by a sniper from the Federation. Like fuck off with this shit. Oh my god.
I want
That's
to pause
rough.
right there.
Oh.
Since Josh got triggered, I want to introduce my trigger point. One of my trigger points is when you first meet Mackenzie. And I thought, like, okay, I saw some of the videos of Mackenzie, Miles Mackenzie. Hopefully, he's not as bad as when we got into the game. He's worse. I want to let me get
Oh
in
no,
front of
that is. I don't believe that. There's no way.
when you first get introduced to him, he is doing the whole like goofy like whoa 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 whoa, and then he trips and falls, and then he's wearing glasses, which is fine, glasses wearing kings, but he has a helmet that covers over that have goggles, which means like, do you need the glasses or are your goggles compensating? Like it's to make him look like a doofus is what it is. That's not the worst part. The worst part was the first words when you get control of Samus back after you first meet Mackenzie. You get your gun arm, you get to the HUD. Miles says, "Oh, by the way, Samus, if you get lost, you can push this button to open your map." I wanted to turn the game off. I'm not lying. I was like,
What's up
"Whoa."
with the? Okay, this is a Metroid Prime game, right? This
This
is
is
like
the
Metroid
fourth
Prime.
one.
One of my favorite things about Metroid Prime 1 is how lonely it is.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
are alone, and it feels kind of like a bummer that there's no other. Like, you really want to talk to somebody else, and you don't ever get to in that whole game.
Mhm.
It's a very, like, isolating kind of, but not in, like, a horror game kind of way. It's just like, I'm really just on my own.
Yeah, and you that was kind
So
of
all
going to
the
be my
characters really
like
mess with that.
yeah, that was going to be kind of some of my closing thoughts. Like they definitely in Prime 2 and Prime 3 kind of get away with that a little bit, but like for
Right.
the most part, most of the Metroid games are about atmospheric isolation and exploration. Like
Yeah.
you are a bounty hunter sent to a alien planet to do a mission. You are on your own. And you are finding things along the way to help you with that mission, but like for the most part, like you are isolated and you are in an area that you've never seen before, and this game does everything in its power to not it makes you want to feel like your hand is being held but not hold it at all. So like it breaks the immersion,
Yeah,
but
it
it
depends.
doesn't help you either. Like a good example for this is towards the end of the game, and you're on the green energy collection phase, and you need to find
Let's
the
talk about that real quick. You have to use your bike or get off of your bike and shoot green energy crystals that grow out of the desert. Now, you have two different ways to do this. You either wait until you get the power bombs, which is at the ass end of the game, so don't do that, or you just hit the green crystals with your bike. Okay, Josh, go ahead.
And I want to touch on that in a second, but like so it's like, hey, Mackenzie's like, maybe you can find something in the desert to help you. Okay, driving around. Hey, if you're having trouble where to go, you can call me. You call him. Takabe spends time in the desert. Maybe you can find him. listen for his harmonica. Something you've never fucking done in this game. You don't hear sound. Like, it's like he says, I'll tell you where to go. No, listen for a fucking harmonica. I also had, I almost got to a point where I put the game down because I looked up a guide on how to find Takabi. Because this motherfucker is in the home base. I came from Fury Green, and that motherfucker is sitting right there. And he could have given me that chip. But I found his fucking fire out in the world.
Yeah.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, Takabi, he spawns in and out. It's randomized based on when you exit the desert level and enter the desert level. It does a random tick chance of spawning of where, and he will be in random locations. There are 5 different locations Takabi can be, and you have to just like drive around and figure out which one of those 5 locations.
That is hostile to the player.
It is very hostile. Yeah, and it's required for 100% item collection because sometimes he's like, by the way, Samus, I found this like missile expansion. One, what are you doing with that? Give that to me.
Yeah,
She
That's
shoves it in her
crazy.
good arm.
and it's that was a
The more
point
you
where
guys talk about this game. Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
no, that was a point where I almost put the game down and said, "Fuck this." We'll get to that in a little bit, but like that was so just like this is so unbelievably obtuse. And again, to Ray's
Speaking
point,
of
it's just padding. It's like I see the character that has the thing that I need to complete this part of the mission, and because it glitched out, like basically what happened to me was I had gotten all of the green energy that I needed, thinking that maybe this will help me find the thing I need to get the mech parts, but then finding out that the game just fucking randomly did this. So like I spent an hour and a half getting all this green energy when I could have been getting the green energy and the mech parts. So I then had to go through all those fucking transitions again to go back to the desert to just get the mech parts, driving around. Another again here's another thing too where it's like your mech part collection. There are 6 mech parts that you have to get to the end of the game. 5 of them are in the main overworld, easy to see. They're marked on your map. One of them is in one of the dungeons. And the only clue you get to that is Mackenzie on the radio saying, "Hey, there's a lot of things out of here in Soul Valley. Maybe we also need to look by Lemoran structures." That is all he fucking tells you on how to find the last mech part.
That last mech part, I actually did say, I give up, and I actually went online. I don't like to look online at guides for Metroid games. That's where I feel like I bend the knee because Metroid games are special.
Nasty. That's
I
nasty, man.
like to go into Metroid games blind. We only get so many Metroid games ever, but that one I'm like, I don't know where it is. I don't know where you guys want me to go. Yeah, it's inside. It's inside the damn volcano again. I should have known. It's back in the volcano.
Back where you started. And this,
Can we talk about the desert very, very quickly?
Quickly. And I just real quick, this thought just kind of came to me in like between something I said and the person I saw online who like basically described everything as dungeons. I couldn't feel why this didn't feel like typical like Metroid backtracking, and it is that thing I was talking about, how they're dungeons and they're not interconnected. Basically, all the other Metroid games up to this point, except like Prime 3, which is it's very different in the way that game is structured in general. But like because of the way that things are interconnected, you are often going through an area. Like when in Prime 1, it's like, oh, we found this energy signature here. Well, I just got this weapon and I've got to go back through Magmore Caverns. And along the way, I'm like, wait a minute. I just got this thing that can open this. There's none of that. It is just go back to the place you were before and go through that dungeon again and see if you forgot anything. That just clicked for me of like, that is why it felt so tedious. It's not backtracking. It is just going through a place a second time. It's
padding. It's more padding. The desert. So this part right here, what I'm about to talk about, is just evil. And you both know what I'm about to talk about. The desert has no music to it. There's no soundtrack. which is a shame because Metroid Prime is known for the glorious soundtrack that it uses. I hear it all the time.
That
I've
main
used it
menu
as
music
background
is
music.
still so good.
It is. It really is.
Man,
But it,
I might have to replay that games.
the only way to access music in Metroid Prime 4 is if you buy that specific bike amiibo, which I never cracked open or used. Otherwise, it's just silent.
Oh, Ray,
that-
Ray, there's one time when there's music in the desert.
Oh, yeah, when there's a boss fight. That's
The
it.
the single worst, first off, the single worst boss fight in a Metroid game. Second, it only plays music when the sandworm that has a mech part that you need to get from it emerges from the ground, and it plays the same kind of low thrumming tune the entire time on loop. Then it goes in the ground and it's silent again, and then it comes back up and it's like this, and it's this that. That's it. The desert is visually exhausting. Like Mike, you were talking about this in a separate chat. Like, if you've watched the most recent season of Stranger Things and how the Upside Down is visually exhausting, the desert in Soul Valley is similarly exhausting because it is so samey. It is so boring. It looks so like it just nothing is intentional. It is scattershot. There are these random Zelda-esque shrines that they decided to put into the game. Like, it is just, it's exhausting. It is. I think in this game you spend half of your time in the desert, and I did not want. I had very little fun with this game in general, but like I had no fun in the desert. Absolutely no fun. Oh, also that boss fight, you play on your fucking bike on the fucking motorcycle. You have a boss battle, and it's the stupidest fucking thing. It is. I mean, not criminal, but like it does a disservice to the entire franchise.
I think the bike could have a place if it was implemented appropriately. I don't think this was it, though. I don't think this was the correct way to use it because the bike is just used to collect crystals and to fend off two different enemies that appear in the desert randomly. Imagine you're playing Breath of the Wild and there's only ever two enemies, like two different types. There's just bokoblins and I don't know,
flying
Hinoxes.
bokoblins.
That's it. Yeah, there's bokoblins and there's a flying bokoblin. That's it. That's all you ever get.
They also,
the more you guys talk about this game, the more this sounds like it wasn't a Metroid game for a long time, and then suddenly became a Metroid game. Like this is what's the game? Is it Xenoblade?
Which one?
Not is Shulk the kid from the Smash?
Yeah,
Bros.
Xenoblade.
Guy?
Xenoblade Chronicles.
This sounds like no offense to the Xenoblade folks. Don't be mad at me. What you're describing sounds like a Xenoblade game, not a Metroid game.
Oh, Xenoblade dunks on this game. All three of them.
Yeah. Now, honestly,
Xenoblade.
this is more akin to like Star Fox Adventures, where this was developed as a dinosaur game the entire time, and then the very end they just slapped Star Fox onto it. Like it is.
No, I won't be that unfair. This
the
is
trial of
definitely still a
fear from
Metroid
that game
Prime
is, I think, one of the single hardest things I've ever had to do in a video game in my entire life to this day.
Like
Fuck
there
that
are
game.
parts in this game where it's like this is absolutely a Metroid Prime game. Is it a good Metroid Prime game? Yeah, I don't know. If you take this, because I thought about this a lot. If you take out the desert, this game instantly becomes at least a 7 out of 10, easily. Just take away the desert, maybe even an 8 out of 10. Because the desert is like, okay. Take away the desert and take away
what you can get, Ray.
Take away the Federation Force troopers. If you take away those
7 out of 10.
Yeah, easily. I know you were saying that this girl Armstrong, the girl that fangirls over Samus. Okay, she's cute at first. Don't
She
get
gets
me
annoying.
wrong.
I liked her at first, and I was like, oh no, this has gotten bad.
Oh no, she won't shut up. Oh shit.
Here,
Um,
I want to read a note. Speaking of like the Federation Force folks, I at some point I did some notes here. One thing too. One of the most criminal mini maps I've ever seen in a video game, because like they give you this giant overworld map.
Yeah.
And they give you waypoints, and they give you the ability to put marks on the map.
Yep.
In any other video game, if you have a mini map on your screen and you go to like a main menu and you put a marker on that main map to like remind you, or to like, oh, I need to go to this place. What happens on the mini map?
Oh, does the marker not appear on the minimap?
No.
Oh, I never noticed that.
What
So I can
hell?
put a marker on the main map. It does not appear on the mini map at all.
That's so baller. That's so funny.
This game comes out almost a decade after Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So apparently
So here's-
the reason why
be
this game is
clear.
open world is because of Breath of the Wild. So Breath of the
Yeah,
Wild
Breath
has
of the Wild's
both.
good.
Yeah.
So
It
here's
is
here's my crash out notes in the mines when you're with a lot of the Federation Force guys. Sarge, useless sacrifice, quote, immediately gets ambushed, making his sacrifice meaningless. Then Armstrong says, "That's sound," because Sarge does this thing where you're getting attacked by these big baddies, the Grievers. And he's like, oh my God, there's too many of them. You guys go on ahead of me. And he crashes something behind him so that, you know, it implies that, oh, he's going to fight them to the death while you and Armstrong go on. But then immediately in the next room, you get overwhelmed by like 30 Grievers. So it's like, well, he didn't have to die because I'm still getting fucking trapped here. Then I write, another useless sacrifice, because Armstrong does the same
Armstrong sacrifices
fucking
herself.
thing.
That's crazy.
Then you're with this robot with you. He does it again. They do the sacrifice thing a third time. Samus, go on. Then you
No,
beat
no,
the
the
baddie
same
in that
robot
area,
Sacrifices himself.
and then you beat the boss in that area. And lo and behold, all three of them are fine. The robot lost his arm, but they all fucking made it. It's okay.
And because Samus doesn't talk
What?
in this game.
Yeah.
Because Other M has petrified Nintendo into making sure Samus never says another word for her entire miserable existence. When Samus doesn't ask the obvious question of how did you survive, the characters just answer it. They answer an unasked question.
I'm
They're
sure
like,
you're wondering how.
They're like, it was Duke. Duke said like, it'll take a lot more than a lot of Grievers to kill me. That's all he says. How did the robot survive? He's fine. He's just missing an arm. How did Armstrong survive? She doesn't answer.
Mind
How
you,
did the sniper.
Sarge is a sergeant in the Federation Force who's been in it for like decades. Armstrong's a fucking private who is like a fresh recruit. Like she
Yeah, they
was
only
going
give
to
her an
die.
assault rifle.
There's
Like, if you
no
scan
way.
her, she has a submachine gun. They're like, here you go, kid. We're not even trusting you with the grenade
Yeah.
launcher.
When you don't die for 5 years, then we'll upgrade you.
Yeah, exactly what it is. How, are you gonna make it? Maybe.
Yeah.
Then we'll give you another
Get a
gun.
third week of PTO.
Here's
and,
here's a note, and okay, so I'm gonna reveal. I haven't mentioned this yet. I have not beaten the game. I am at the final boss fight. I had one attempt. I died. It was late at night. I put the controller down.
Mhm.
I thought in that moment that I'm like, I think I'm done. Like, I was pretty pissed off because a note I made right after that was Prime 4 was developed for the Wii, not the Switch.
You think so?
Yes, because here's the thing, like, with the way that the free aiming works, they want you to remember Prime 3, where you could lock onto something and then you can use the Wiimote to point exactly where the fuck you want to aim. They expect you in the final boss and in other times in other boss fights too. Like I was the boss fight in in the mines. It was very similar to this, but like they want you to lock onto something, but they want you to use the stick to granularly aim somewhere else. But the stick, you do not have that kind of good, like you just don't have that tight of control as you do with pointing at the screen. And like it means a lot of your shots go astray. It means
that final boss fight is rough because you have to lock on, and while you're locked on, you have to like actually manually aim around in a locked on state.
But the other thing is at the same time you're doing this, you're also making sure you're dodging, and you have all 5 of the Federation forces with you, and they get downed. And you have to go to your psych advisor and revive them.
Yep. Oh my.
Because Silex can do a big beam that will kill them for good, and then you will game over.
Fun fact, that is the only game over I ever got in this game, was at that very final fight. And I only got it once, but it was still the only game over I got.
So I remember, and I will say, like, the time that I was doing this fight, it was late at night. I was tired. Like, I wasn't on my A game. But, like, even then I was like, man, this is really frustrating to, like, try and do this granular aiming while I'm also managing, like, these dumb idiots who aren't helping me at all. They're just getting down. And I was like, man, this really does feel like they developed it with Prime 3 and the Wii in mind, you know, fucking almost 10 years later. 20 years later, excuse me.
I actually can refute that a little bit. So for one, Bandai Namco were the first people that were making Metroid Prime 4, because Retro Studios, and I have this on somewhat good authority, Retro Studios was done with the Metroid Prime series. After they made 3, they said, we are not making any more Metroid games. It's over. We ended the storyline. We have that teaser at the end with Silex. That's for you, Nintendo, to do whatever you want with it. And Bandai Namco made an alpha build of Metroid Prime 4 that was apparently so bad, Nintendo took it away, canceled their contract, and went to Retro and said, we need you to make this game. That's why the game took 10 years. And Retro said, we don't have the pipeline to make this game. If you watch the credits for Metroid Prime 4, there's like 4 or 5 different co-development studios that helped make this game, which is extremely unusual for a Nintendo second-party development. Is because Retro is like, we need a lot of help to make this game. And it feels like that they just tried to get it out the door.
Related to that, I saved this comment on a review mega thread on the Metroid subreddit. I just finished it. Not good at all. I think people don't hate this game enough. My favorite part was that when you can't skip through the credits to get to the ending scene, so you have to look at the names of all the people who did this to you.
Honestly, I respect that.
So here's my
more
story.
Things should be.
Yeah.
I have a couple different notes.
Here's the other reason that I know that this was developed for the Wii and not the Switch.
Okay.
Like in their minds, like, so I decided, okay, you know what? I know I'm at the end. I'm gonna watch a video of the final fight and of the ending to see if I want to finish it. I'm gonna see if it's worth my time. And I watched a video of the final fight, and I have in all caps an on-rails shooting gallery for the final boss. Motherfucker can pull an energy tank from you.
Yep, he does. Oh, not only does he pull it, he's in morph ball mode. So Silex is in morph ball mode with your energy tank, like the actual symbol for the energy tank, and you have to shoot him like he's a little cockroach that's stolen from you. It's so funny. It took me out of the game because what? Imagine Samus just like, haha, like you watch your energy tank user interface go down one peg. And Samus is in morph ball mode, and imagine her like trailing the energy tank, and you have to shoot her like a scurrying little rat to go get it back. Silex does that to you in the final boss fight, and I was like, what is going on here? Who decided that was an appropriate thing for him to do?
One, and again, I was watching that on rails sequence, and again, watching you have to lock on and then like free aim, and I was just watching that like, you've got to be fucking like they wanted to try and recreate the Ridley scene from Prime 3, but again,
yeah.
that scene works because you have the Wiimote. And I was just like, I cannot believe they fucking did, like, these fucking assholes. I cannot believe they did that. I was so mad. Then I watched the final scene. Ray, is there anything you have, like, else? Because I want to get into, like, how this game ends. That left me so fucking mad. I was like, no, I'm done. I'm not going. Oh my God, he's got a composition book of thoughts.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
I have some notes on some of the game design points that I found extremely annoying that were implemented in the game just to annoy me specifically. One, you have to scan every single lasso point before you could use it. Why? Fuck you.
These things are unbelievable.
I love that comment.
Unbelievable.
Two, the development team was so unconfident that you could find the items that they put scout bots in all of the dungeons in Overworld. I like the scout bots because I almost went 100% for the game. I sent a screenshot to Mike and Josh. I got 93% item finds and 94% scans. But at that time, I was like, I don't want to play this anymore.
First off, release yourself because it's a bad game, but release yourself because some of those items are literally RNG because you have to find Takabi in the right fucking spot. Like, I remember...
That's basically where I gave up and I said I'm not doing this anymore.
I know myself as a Metroid player, when I hear the sound of an item, but I can't get to it, I feel fucking feral. I got the scout bot in Soul Valley, and I went to an area where it said there was an item, and I shit you not, I spent 20 minutes, like, scanning and looking and trying to find it, and then to find out that's a fucking Takabi, and I was like, fuck this game. I was so
That's crazy.
mad.
I wanted to... Oh, that's another point. You know the item sound of... This is burned into anyone that's played Metroid Prime 1 repeatedly, or 2, or 3. There is a small sound that plays...
There's like a low hum to be like, hey, you need to, like, be on the lookout. Like, start scanning everything, shoot everything, figure it out, motherfucker.
I don't know if it was an oversight or not, but that hum is in your scan visor now. And it screwed me up. I was, for like the first 20 minutes of the game, I'm like, where is it? Where's the missile expansion? Because it's always there, and I was playing that game with headphones on, and I'm like, is it in the tree? Is it in the tree?
Yeah, that sound makes Metroid players feral, and they abused it.
I felt
this game sounds like it was like a Metroid game from actual hell. Like designed to torture you guys, that has somehow slipped into our
much
realm.
like Samus got psychic powers. I took psychic damage from playing this game. It makes
this is a cognito hazard.
Yeah.
Okay, did you get all the green? You had to get all the green crystal upgrades, right?
Yes.
Okay. I want to talk about another thing that annoyed me. The first green crystal upgrade is the only good one. It makes your beam cannon fire faster, which is weird that one of the crystal upgrades makes the game more comfortable to play. Like, substantially. The second green crystal upgrade...
The most pointless in the game.
Yeah, it means your... this is for Mike. You have a psychic power where your charge shot can now be aimed with your psychic energy. So you can fire it, and the world slows down at, like, negative 30% speed, and you can just kind of aim it wherever. And you're supposed to do this to fire charge shots into certain puzzles, like places you couldn't normally get with your beam. I'm going to be honest, most of the time I forgot I had it, because it's so pointless. Some boss fights require it, whatever. Level 2 upgrade of your green crystals makes you fire that 50% faster. That does nothing.
It gives you the ability to change the speed of it if you wanted to, which I never wanted. Also, semi-related to this, there's a scan in the Silex fight, semi-related to the psychic charge shot. miniature black hole generated by Silex. It draws in firearm attacks, neutralizing them. Only the control beam and the will of its user can resist the black hole's pull.
Oh yeah, I did have to use the control beam for that. I forgot about that.
Dumb fucking bullshit.
Level 3 of the Green Crystal Finder. Now, bear in mind, if you got to level 3, that means you've been finding and hitting green crystals for at least an hour to an hour and a half.
You have 75. You have 75% of what you need.
The level 3 green crystal upgrade is a green crystal radar, so you can find the last 25% a little bit faster.
This is unbelievable.
Because here's the thing we didn't tell you about the green crystals.
This game is hilarious.
The green crystals build over time. So like when you first set out, you could not like get out of the first area and collect all the green crystals at one time. There's only a set number on the field at one time. Later, you'll come back in those same areas. You'll see the crystals that you broke, but they'll be clear. And then there will also be new green crystals around them or in other areas close by.
Yeah.
So, like, the game is procedurally generating and adding these crystals as time goes on. Like, you couldn't just go around and get everything at one time.
There is a way to do green crystal farming a little bit easier, but it is out of your way.
Because you have to go to the shrines. When you go to the shrines, it spawns more green crystals. So, like, if you hurried up and got all the shrine up at some point, even before you had the shot, which you can't because some of them are only openable with the shot that you need. Like,
yeah. I do want to give a positive note. The dragon fight in Flare Pool was really cool.
That was a good sequence. That was pretty dope.
The part where you shoot a control beam down into his throat and you explode him from the inside. That was. But
also counterpoint, they make you start that fight on the fucking bike, and fuck you for doing that, you losers. You absolute losers. God.
Fight on the bike. That is absolutely true. I got one more. I'll just do one more. Because I had a couple different ones here. Okay. All of the fake out deaths were supposed to make you, as the player, actually bond with the Federation force. When it comes to the very end of the game, when they actually die, like they do die.
Yeah,
I want to be clear.
I want to talk Mike through the last sequences of this game real quick. So, the whole thing is like you and these 5 people from the Federation force and also Silex have been somehow randomly teleported through this magical ancient thing that the Federation has that Silex is trying to steal. Have been teleported galaxies away to this strange planet of the Lemore. And you are the chosen one, and you're given these psychic abilities, and you have to find these 5 teleporter keys. And let me first off tell you, the boss fight that I'm describing with Silex that sucks ass is like, it's been the centerpiece of the game the entire time. You get your 5 teleporter keys across the world, and literally it's just an elevator. It is an elevator to the final boss. There's not even like a mini dungeon there. It's like, just get up there and fight the boss.
I was prepared to spend like hours on this, but no, it's just like, no, just take the elevator.
It's like, hey, you need to care about this thing, and then it's like, what if we got out here real fast? So
before you
get
finish,
up there
real quick, once you hit the point of no return, your save file is done. Like I said, like, remember how I said I got 93%, 94% scans and items? I thought like that day, like, I'll just go back and pick up the other 7%. No, it locks you in. And when I turn into my files, like,
yeah,
go back to the top of the tower. Anyways, Josh, how is that boss fight going?
You have kicked Silex off, and he is falling to his death. And you teleport back in, and you go to the teleporter. You put your keys in. Everybody's like, "Let's go home." Of course, Silex isn't dead, and he fucking shoots the teleporter.
He rips a hole in space-time. He fell into the abyss, like the abyss of space. But he somehow ripped a hole in space-time, stepped through it, and screamed, Samus. No, I'm not joking. That's
This makes my
voice
tummy
actor,
hurt.
He shoots the teleporter.
He does. He shoots the teleporter.
And then
Samus.
all 5 of the Federation guys go up and grab him and hold him while you're at the teleporter, and they tell you to go because the teleporter is disabled and it's gonna blow up. So you're standing there and you have to press the button. If you don't,
You the player.
have to press the button. If you don't, first off, it blows up and game over. Then
Instantly.
if you press it, it's assumed everybody dies and you get transported back to the home world that you're supposed to go. You get this seed that is apparently supposed to imply that you're starting the Lemur culture on a new planet. You've lost your suit. You're back in the Various suit, and the game is over. That is it. That's it.
Yep.
And if you 100% it, you get a flashback of Silex in his villain arc being a fucking asshole soldier and learning he hates Samus because he disobeyed orders.
No. So I could replay
But
because I've watched
I-
this video like repeatedly.
First off, though, I want to talk about the fact that this whole game is you trying to save a population of aliens who killed themselves by saying everybody needs to be psychic and we need to fucking spread this energy across our planet that turned everybody into fucking psycho monsters, and there are only 12 of us left and we're all dead. It's literally this population killed themselves in the dumbest way possible, and they need you to take them to a new planet to start again so they can be fucking idiots somewhere else.
Samus is like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. We also don't explain how Silas got all these fucking psychic powers, how he got under the tower, how he was able to control all this shit even though this society had been gone for millennia. You are the chosen one and you have all this special psychic ability, but somehow he's able to hang out in the tower and control stuff with nanomachine. It's so fucking bad. Silex is an unearned villain. The final boss is so unearned because nothing builds to that point. I saw somebody compare of Metroid Prime. You only see the Metroid Prime in the end, but everything in Metroid Prime built to that moment. You got the something's going on with this phazon energy. The space pirates are running these experiments. Things are happening. There are bigger baddies. You've got the brutes. You've got the big guys. Something is going on here, but there is no reason that Silex does what he does at the beginning, and there's no reason that he is the big baddie at the end. There is nothing connecting the beginning and the end that makes Silex be an engaging adversary for Samus. There's nothing that explains why he has the power that he has. It is so unbelievably disjointed. It is beyond frustrating. And that's another reason why I didn't finish it. It was they did not earn Silex being the final boss. They did not earn it in any way throughout this game. Nothing about it built to that point, and it was fuck, this is they had a starting point, they had an end point, they had middle stuff, and they didn't want to connect any of it.
He just appears from time to time, ever so often you fight.
But he's a
Silex.
psychic projection using a fucking psychic bot that he somehow makes
one of the two
look
enemies
like
you
him.
fight. It's either a Griever or it's one of the psychic bots. One of the two. That's it. That's all the enemies in the game. Watching Silex's backstory, he used to be a Federation trooper, and he commanded his squad to directly disobey an order that he was told, hey, don't attack that artillery piece. Samus is gonna help. And Silex I want that gun. Men, we're going to attack that artillery piece. They go attack the artillery piece. They all die, except Silex. He dove out of the way in time. Samus comes over, fires one super missile, and kills it. Because that's what Samus can do. She can just do that. And then Silex has a hate boner for her the entire time. But then Silex, at the very beginning of Metroid Prime 4, it shows him on the side of the space pirates who killed all of his men, and he has a bunch of Metroids behind him, so it's assumed that he's working with the space pirates to co-opt the Metroid program, and he uses the Metroids to create all the bosses that you fight in Metroid Prime 4, which, by the way, you never actually do that. You have to scan them, and it says by the way, this boss has been corrupted by a Metroid.
It's oh, there's Metroid. Okay, sure.
Yeah. You never once see
Cool.
you like never once fight a Metroid. You never once see it like really see a Metroid. Like sometimes if you're looking at the player model, the character model of the boss, you can see like the Metroid that is like glommed onto them that creates it. Like it's
Is this the first Metroid game where you never actually fire your beam gun at a Metroid?
I think it's yes.
How does
I'm
that
trying-
happen?
I'm trying to think, like, has that happened before?
That like, there's just like a base level understanding of things that should probably happen.
Like
in a Metroid
you fire
game.
your gun at one of these. Like you do it. You shoot that. You fire at that.
Look at it. At least in Metroid Dread, I guess Giga spoilers, you at least become the Metroid, and that's good storytelling in its own right.
Ray launched a nuclear take in our
stand by
unscripted
it.
gaming personal chat, and I was mad at him because I was like, man, I cannot believe you wasted a hot take like this for the podcast. And then I was even more mad because I agreed with him. If I were to replay a bad Metroid game at this point, like it made me yearn for Other M. It made me be like, you know what? Other M wasn't so bad. Like this game, I give
Perhaps
this
I treated you too harshly.
3 out of 10.
At least Other M is 8 hours.
3 out of 10. I give this game a 3 out of 10.
I wouldn't be that harsh. I can't ignore that this is an extremely perfectly functional video game. I only had one bug, and the bug was in the ice belt, and it caused my frames to drip from 60 to like 3 frames a second. It became a slideshow.
When
I don't know
when
why.
a feature for me, when a feature of the like a designed feature of the game is so bad that I think it's a bug that I have to go to the internet, that I have to update my Switch and update the software to like think
What
that
happened?
that the Takabi thing. I thought I
Oh.
bugged the game. So I'm like, well shit, I need to update my Switch. I need to update it. I need to go to the like look at bug reports to see if this is like a known
Oh,
bug and
yeah.
like, oh, that's a feature. No, that's not a technically good video game. It's just not.
I think if I was to give this a rating out of 10, I would I would say this is a comfortable 7, easily, because I could see somebody out there can say, nah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is actually a really good video game, and I could see where they're coming from.
Is that person dumb?
Yes.
It's possible. It's
Mm.
possible. But I wouldn't call this this is definitely the worst Metroid Prime game. Like, I didn't love Metroid Prime 3, but I really did after getting to the halfway point of this game. I said to Josh, I was too harsh on Metroid Prime 3. I was
Yep.
way too harsh on Metroid Prime 3. Oh my gosh. I yearn for the little thing back that said, you need to go to a different planet. I yearn for that to come back, because going to a different planet was at least a cutscene.
Ray,
Driving.
to me, this isn't just like, I will say like, Metroid Other M does some terrible things to like Samus as a character,
The
but like
canon, the entire canonicity.
it's
of
bad,
the
and like
series.
I'm maybe because I'm so mad, I'm letting it slide a little bit, but like at least the game, and mechanically, I had my problems with it, like the switching your orientation of the Wiimote is unforgivable, but like
Yeah, it's
it
bad.
wasn't boring. Like I wasn't bored. I was mad. I wasn't bored. I
That's
still
true.
want to know who the deleter was. Like I care about that
Oh, it
to,
was
to
James.
some extent. And like yeah, they dropped that plot, but man,
It's James.
I'm this is the worst Metroid game I have ever played.
That's another thing I wanted to bring up. I had another hot take ready for you.
Let's go.
I have in my cart on eBay.com. I want to play Federation Force.
Do
I
it.
need to find
Do
out.
it.
It's been 10 years.
Do
since
it.
that game came out. and I
Play
think
it
it's
and then
time.
send it to me and then we'll do a pod on it.
I
I
I think
will
I'm good.
I will Venmo you the USPS postage to send it to me, and then we'll do our thoughts on
Alright.
it.
I think it is finally time.
It can't be
for-
as bad as this game.
That's my thought. Like I was legitimately thinking just like the other day, like is this the worst Metroid game? And then I was reminding myself, I haven't played Federation Force. I don't want to play Hunters, and I'm not going to. I respect.
I
my
played
risk
Hunters.
to-
Honestly, I played Hunters. I played the actual
like the single
Hunters.
player mode, not the multiplayer.
Yeah,
mode.
yeah. Like I bought the actual game. I played it. I remember it being perfectly fine. Like it wasn't
Okay.
bad. I have no bad memories of it. But yeah, so no. Click that cart. I will Venmo you the postage to get it to me. Before I say what I'm about to say, Ray, do you have any last thoughts before I
This is not a $70 game. I don't know why Nintendo charged $70 for it,
What
but I didn't pay
the fuck? Oh,
because they had to recoup 10
my
years of
God.
development cost.
That's, you know what? Never mind. That's true. That is actually 100% true. You're,
bag secured.
yeah, bag secured. I guess my very last thoughts are they should have stopped at 3. Like I didn't need a Metroid Prime 4. I never wanted a Metroid Prime 4. I was perfectly happy with letting the series just end as it was. I think I was saying a little bit earlier, we were eaten pretty good when Metroid Dread came out and ended the entire series with a bang. And then we were reminded that, oh yeah, there's a side series that takes place between 1 and 2. Want to see the side adventure of Samus? Sure, why not? Once more into the breach, and I'm glad I played it. I'm sad that it came out in the state that it's in.
I'm not glad I played it.
I am sad.
And watching the copium online of like people being like 5 and 6 are gonna do way more. I'm like, no, fuck you. Here's my take. I have room in my heart for another, Metroid Prime first person shooter, but like they should have done a Dread style. Like we are not connecting this necessarily to like the Prime in a certain way. Like we are doing a reboot. We're telling a new story. Like we are really going fresh. Not we're going to take this little plot thread from this and this is going to be the central crux of our game. Like tell a new story. Get away from the things that bind you. And hell, even do like a TikTok of like you've got your Dread style, then your Prime style, then your Dread style, then your Prime style, like your 2D, 3D. Like find a way to do that. Just you need to in some ways unburden yourself from things that constrain you after it's been 20 years. Like it was too slavishly devoted to the idea of like this specific thing had to be the antagonist. And also when you're in a development for 10 years, like things that were outdated when you started development 10 years ago, 10 years later, like things in 2015 were already, some of the design mechanics in this game were already outdated then. Like you have to do something new. And I'm not glad that I played this game. I feel like it is offensive to the Metroid Prime series. It is offensive to gaming. It is offensive to it's bad. Like I would rather play Tears of the Kingdom and get fucking murdered by bokoblins 1,000 times over than play this game ever again.
I keep forgetting that bokoblins were your arch.
Yeah. That's a me problem. But do you guys know where you can watch Ray and I play Metroid Prime Federation Force?
Where?
Unscriptedgaming.com. That is where you can find links to all of our various shows across the Unscripted Gaming universe and keep up with our soon-to-be series of playing Metroid Prime Federation Force. You can follow us on our socials on Facebook at Unscript Game Podcast. You can follow us on Blue Sky at unscript_gaming. SoundCloud.com/unscripted-gaming gets you audio versions of all of our podcasts. We are on all the major podcatchers, and video versions of this are available on YouTube. Just look up Unscripted Gaming 2.0. Thank you for listening to Unscripted Gaming. My name is Josh.
My name is Ray.
My name is Mike.
Peace.